Here, ladies and gentlemen, is the ExxonMobil BSC Prague, accommodating more than 1,200 people from 70 nationalities coming from 6 continents of the world. We believe diversity and inclusion are 2 of our strongest attributes and should be celebrated. Here is an example of that, the RRT and its members in Prague. RRT stands for Regional Response Team. This team is responsible for restoring operations in case of disruptions. Its main goal is to prepare for any potential emergency situation and have a solid plan to respond. Therefore, every member has a clear role and needs to be well trained. It's a truly global team with members from all around the world. Let's start with Martina Slaba. She's from the Czech Republic. She used to sing in a choir, giving concerts in Japan, the United States and Europe.
Yes, that's true.
Martina joined RRT by coincidence, right Martina?
Oh yes, I was asked to organize a drill for 150 participants here in Prague because the main organizer suddenly fell sick.
That must have been very difficult.
It was a challenge, but now I'm really glad I could join the RRT because I get to meet wonderful people from different countries, cultures, races and genders, and that's what makes my life richer.
Thanks to you, Martina. It feels richer to know you. This is David Hoytrick. He has a pretty international background, don't you, David?
Yes. I was born in the US, in Louisiana, to a French father who was a diplomat posted there at the time, and a Swedish-Estonian mother. Then in the early 80s, he got posted in Lisbon, Portugal.
David studied journalism and marketing. At some point, you were the chef and manager of a restaurant. It became handy when you joined the RRT, right, David?
Yes, it did. It became very handy because from the interview where I was asked what I'd done outside of ExxonMobil, and I told them about my restaurant days, they immediately gave me the role of food unit lead. So I've been cooking for the RRT ever since.
Now we're very curious about your cooking skills too. Thank you, David. Meet Zuzana Novakova. She's from the Czech Republic. After her studies, she worked as a hotel manager and she organised many weddings. How many did you organise, Zuzana?
Well, exactly there were 13, which was a great exercise for my own one after all, and for any other special events.
Which brings us to the RRT, I guess. How do you feel about this team?
The team is great, and it's actually all about inclusion, because we are many people from many nationalities and different cultures, and it doesn't feel as a team. It feels like an extended family.
Thank you, Susanna. Indeed, you've touched a remarkable point. Time to meet Claudio Antonelli. He's Italian, living in Prague for the last 10 years. He changed his flat 3 times but never left the same district.
Yeah, I've been living with 20 different housemates coming from more or less 10 different countries.
In one of the drills hosted in Malaysia, the team tried the world's smelliest fruit named durian. How did it taste, Claudio?
Yeah, it tastes like methane gas, but it's quite funny and enjoyable. And I actually tried it first as an ice cream flavor, and then we started to talk about it, having fun about it. Everyone was asking questions, get into the conversation. Then even after the team dinner, we stopped the bus in the middle of the way. We went down and we tried it on the street. Everyone was laughing, making pictures, speaking with each other, making videos. And the day after, we were all talking about that. We're still talking about that after 1 year. That's been a great way to all of us stay together and include everyone in the team.
So it's not only incredibly nutritious, but also connecting, we suppose.
You got the point.
Here is another tropical fruit for you.
Thanks.
Lastly, let's meet Pia Salmonen. Pia was born and raised in the forests and lakesides, where the temperature is below -30 degrees. What is inclusion and diversity for you, Pia?
So the inclusion and diversity for me is a real journey to get to know yourself. So it's not really to expect people to change in themselves for you, but it's really more for yourself to be ready to adjust yourself and be ready to meet the people halfway. Bearing in mind that those people who are ready to include yourself, they've already taken that step towards you and are ready to meet you halfway through. And this does not mean that you should be giving up on your own personality or characteristics. This is really more avoiding the typical stereotypes or biases. As end of the day, the diversity, this is a great richness that we should be nourishing and we should be very proud of.
Well, Pia, thank you so much for summarising it so beautifully. You've just met a few of the remarkable people from RRT. And this is just one of the many fantastic teams we have in BSC Prague. Come to visit BSC Prague.
Yeah, I want to tell you a story about the kaki. My family, from my mother's side, they come from the farm, and her grandmother was used to give a box of kaki to some other family in the city as a present. And they discovered after a few years that they were throwing them away because they were thinking they were not kaki, they were just a rotten apple, because they didn't know what kaki was. That's it. It was unused.